Morning, Vape World, YouTube, IG, everybody, and anybody that decided to stop by and wanted to check this out. Token Vaping, and today's juice review is going to be the next flavor in a line from a company that is just an amazing group of people. The main two people behind the scenes are just truly down to earth. They're all about vaping. It's advocacy, trying to put out quality product for all the people out there that vape. Just truly amazing human beings. The line is called Doc Cheatham's Old Fashioned, right there, and it's for the company itself is Midway Vapors. This is one of two lines that they offer. These flavors are patterned after the old time, soda shops where fountain sodas, and you got like the actual original homemade style tasting milkshakes and things like that. So this definitely is following suit with that. The first two flavors I did in this line so far have been really well done and on point. This one is going to be a root beer float. Why? Because that's about as on point with an old time soda shop as anything can be. Getting the natural root beer and not the carbonated sugar filled stuff that you get today, and then with some real vanilla ice cream put in that, and you have like one of the best treats back in the day. Now, I don't normally drink root beer by itself. I have tried like the homemade or original version. Some places call them ginger beer, things like that. That wasn't so bad, but root beer was never really a choice of mine when I chose to drink soda. So I'm definitely interested to try this out and see if the ice cream pops out in this as well. So I'm gonna pop into this real fast. We're gonna do a first review, as I always try to do for you guys. And as you can see, it does have a solid security cap ring that hooks underneath the lid. And we're gonna pop that onto some fresh cotton that I always do. I will, and it is, yep, absolutely, Tough Wicks. Just ever since I started using it, it has just been really dependable for me. Little to no break-in time, and it's always held up for me in all that I vape. So I definitely have always used it. So I always put that link in the comment box below next to the subscribe button for anybody that's interested in trying it. If you haven't tried it yet, if you have tried it, then you know what I'm talking about. If you need to order more, that link is always there. So we're gonna pop into this right now. Definitely has a root beer smell to it, but what I'm liking from that I'm picking up is it doesn't have that carbonated root beer smell. Like it doesn't really smell like root beer soda, so to speak, in the sense of the newer stuff today that has just basically overly sugarified, overly carbonated, things like that. It has a more authentic smell to that. So I'm curious to see if that's going to come out in the vape as well. If it does, then it should definitely hold up for the sake of what this flavor is, and it should actually be a pretty impressive flavor. So I'm going to go ahead and get this up and going. Even the smell of it, the root beer that you're smelling off of it has more of a smoothness style to its smell, which is actually kind of impressive. So we're gonna go ahead and I'm gonna pop into the vape for this, and then I will tell you the behind the extra info about the flavor itself. Okay, so real quick, I'm just going to do a quick re-drip, as I always try to do, and that's just to make sure, since the cotton is brand new, it doesn't have a whole lot of break-in time, but I just want to make sure that I'm not missing out on anything of the flavor, that it takes a second to soak in, or if I got too much of something, that it isn't supposed to normally be like that, and it mellows out the more you vape it. So just bear with me here. Okay, so root beer flavor, I absolutely am happy to tell you, you definitely get it. However, What I like about this version is that it actually tastes like root beer. Like a lot of times when companies try to do like soda flavors or things of that nature, a lot of it ends up, at least for me, now everybody is different and everybody's got different taste buds and taste preferences, but for me, a lot of it ends up tasting like it's either flat soda or it's almost like the syrup in like the big soda boxes that you get like in restaurants and stuff like that, where you have to add the carbonation, but it has like that almost flat syrupy taste to it. This honestly actually does have a very nice root beer taste to it, and it definitely fills your mouth, but it's not overpowering and it doesn't oversaturate your tongue. I definitely tasted it, but it wasn't on my tongue so much as it kind of just filled my mouth as I was inhaling. But it also has a smoothness to it, and I believe that's due to the ice cream aspect of it to give it that root beer float taste. Now you're not gonna be able to separate between the root beer and the ice cream. And I think that for me, that's a good thing, because when you drink a root beer float, you don't really necessarily, unless you're like drinking the soda and then spooning out the ice cream separately, you don't really taste the huge separation of the two flavors, especially after the ice cream starts to melt into the root beer. So this definitely has a very nice, smooth appeal to it. Like I said, it does have the root beer taste, but it is smoothed out by the ice cream, but it doesn't separate, which makes it nice, because then it's just one smooth transition of flavors that basically give you that feeling of having the actual root beer float. And like I said, tasting it, if you've ever had root beer, it's almost like a cross between the actual root beer soda and like the root beer barrel candies. I think, in my opinion, I think those were probably like the most authentic tasting root beer flavors in a candy. It's almost a slight midway between the both of those. So like I said, the flavor is definitely there and you definitely get it, but I like it because it's not overpowering. It doesn't blast you in the mouth to where you feel like you're gonna be tired of it within a few hours of it, because it's just too much. It definitely is smoothed out with the ice cream aspect, and it gives you that almost just that nice comfortable, just sit back and then just enjoy it, and if you vape it all day, you vape it all day. There's nothing wrong with that. It definitely hangs. Like, you get your vape through it and you do taste it, and then after you exhale it, there is that slight little just hanging of that root beer taste in the back of your throat, which really is always a nice little accent to the flavor. So again, it is the root beer float in the old-fashioned line of Doc Cheatham's. It's from Midway Vapors. It is available through my vape bar, and I'll put that link in the comment box below as well. It is available in 0, 3, and 6, and it is, I believe, a 75-25 mix. So you're definitely going to get a very nice, smooth vape. It's definitely going to be good on clouds for people who do like to vape and have that cloud output, but it definitely is not lacking in flavor at all. So definitely check that out. And also, always remember, all the flavors in the Doc Cheatham line, a percentage of each sale, not like in bulk or anything like that. Even if you buy one bottle, if you buy 20 bottles, a percentage of each sale, goes towards Gianna's Voice, which is an amazing charity foundation. It is to promote the awareness, the understanding, and the teaching of teenage suicide and how we can better try to help prevent it. I believe so strongly in that, and it's something that I feel goes untalked about, unknown, or it's one of those things that people don't want to admit is a big issue, but it definitely needs to have some attention brought to it. We need to combat that. We need to fight that. We need to help our teenage community as much as possible. But without further ado, thank you guys so much for checking out this review. I'm always appreciative and always grateful for all the likes and subscribers. Definitely check this out and any other flavors in this line, and I will be reviewing the rest of the line as well. So, as always, I'm Token Vaping. Always truly love yourself and always keep it cloudy.